I don't even have any feelings to put together to share what I wanted to share, right? So I think I'll always go for the underdog. I think that's all it is. Dude, I will have my team.
That's kind of like your philosophy, right?
Look, my team will be in a series, right? A best of 5.
Yeah.
And if my team goes up 2-1, I'll start cheering for the other team. For some reason, I always cheer for the underdog.
I grew up in Philadelphia. There was the Rocky story, right? And that's the American thing. Like Rocky is the underdog. And we're
supposed to be the ones there to help, right?
Right.
We're supposed to be the ones there to help. And if your country isn't even going to do that at a level that's grandiose, right? Then what makes you want to go home and do that at your own level? You'll still do that, but you won't do it in feeling that you are supported by your country. And I don't want people to go die over there. I don't think that it doesn't feel right to me. And that's okay. Some people might be like, well, you're not a political pundit. I don't give a shit.
But you know what? I
don't care if I am or not. I am a human being.
And you're a citizen.
And I am a citizen. And some people are like, well, you're lucky to be a citizen. Yeah, but I'm a citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a citizen. I think the Native Americans should get things back.
And your voice hasn't been corrupted. I think part of the challenge in politics is you get surrounded with so many of these interest groups. You get surrounded by how you're going to raise money. You get surrounded by all these foreign policy thinkers.
Dude, we're working together. I didn't even realize it. Ro, I hate to interrupt you, but right now, my question is...
Yeah.
Ro, one thing I like about you is I feel like you're a black sheep. You take a lot of unpopular stances. That's something I really admire. One of those is not accepting lobby from PACs or PACs. We hear about them a lot of times. Some of my listeners, you hear about these PACs. It means Political Action Committee, right? And I'm reading this. Just give me a break, guys, real quick. We are at a point, I believe, where a lot of people are starting to see that neither party really represents the people. That's the feeling that I'm hearing people say. I've heard Candace Owens say it, and she's very much been kind of a Republican role model. Yeah. I feel like, or at least have some influence of that. I feel like she's also kind of in a lane of her own. Parties have been unable to keep businesses and lobbyists away from politics. In 2025, lobbying was at an all-time high of $4.4 billion. I believe that's a couple sites said that online. The sites could be lying. How can we know who is accepting lobby money? First of all, how do we know that? You know?
So first of all, take a guess how many lobbyists there are in Washington right now. Ballpark.
12,000.
10,000. That's pretty good. 10,000.
They're hiding a couple thousand. You know it.
10,000. Think there are 500 members of Congress. That's that 535, right? Members of Congress, senators. That's 20-1, right? You play football. Like imagine you got 20 people. You're wide receiver. You got 20 people covering you.
Yeah.
Now let me give you a concrete example of how this stuff works. Pharma lobbyists, right? Just Big Pharma. Mm-hmm. There are about 1,200 Big Pharma lobbyists. So it's about 2.5 to 1 for every member of Congress. I'm sure you know people who want to get some drug, prescription drugs I'm talking about, and it's too much money, right? And they skip it. Do you know folks?
Oh, yeah, totally I do.
So Donald Trump, one of the good things he does is he puts out an executive order, and he says Americans shouldn't pay more for any of these prescription drugs than people in other parts of the world.
Right.
I've had people who go to a foreign country to get the drug because they don't want to pay them. They can't afford to pay the drugs here.
Yeah. One night I'm hanging out with the girl, and we've been on a couple dates. I thought we were gonna maybe smooch a little. It's 11 p.m. She's like, I have to go drive to Mexico.
Are you serious?
Get Ozempic. I'm not even joking. She's like, I have to drive to Mexico to get Ozempic. And she's like, if I leave now, the hours are best for driving there and back. And I was like, oh, God.
So the way to her heart was like getting her this drug. Huh?
I'm not riding with her, but I gave her a little bit of gas money, because I hope to see her again. But anyway.
It's crazy, right? I mean, we're paying for all these drugs to be developed. You and I pay the NIH to develop all these drugs. Then the Big Pharma sells them at a profit to Americans. And basically, the rest of the world gets these drugs at a fraction of the cost.
Right. So we're subsidizing their cost over there.
We're subsidizing their cost. Now, someone could say, okay, Mexico or some of these developing countries, fine, they should have these drugs cheaper. But we're subsidizing Great Britain. We're subsidizing Japan. We're subsidizing Europe. These are rich countries. Yeah. We're subsidizing Switzerland. So Donald Trump, one thing that I agree with, he comes out and he says Americans shouldn't pay a higher price than any other industrialized country.
Yeah.
I'm